नमोस्तुते व्यासविशालबुद्धे पुण्डारविन्दाय कपात्रनेत्रा येन त्वया भारततैलपूर्णः प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानमयः प्रदीपः प्रपन्नपारिजाताय स्तोत्रवेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृततुले नमः। सर्वोपनिषदो गावो दुग्धा गोपालनन्दनः गातो वत्ससुधीर्भोक्ता दुग्धं गीतामृतं महत्। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। भीष्मद्रोणतटाजयत्रतया गान्धारनीलोत्पला शल्यग्राहवती कृपेण वहनी कर्णेन वेलाकुला अश्वत्थामविकर्णघोरमकरा दुर्योधनावर्तिनी सोत्तीर्णा खलु पाण्डवैरणनदी त्रैवर्तकः केशवः। पाराशर्यवचः सरोजममलं गीतार्थगन्धोत्करम् नानाख्यानककेशरं हरिकथा सम्बोधनाबोधितम्। लोके सज्जनषट्परैर्हरः पेपीयमानं मुदा भूयात् भारतपङ्कजं कलिमल प्रध्वंसिनः श्रेयसे। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम्। यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुवन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः। ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनो यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः। देवाय तस्मै नमः। देवाय तस्मै नमः। Verse 1, number 1. श्लोक अथ तृतीयोऽध्यायः। अर्जुन उवाच जायसि चेत् कर्मणस्ते मता बुद्धिर्जनार्दन तत्किं कर्मणि घोरे माम् नियोजयसि केशव व्यामिश्रेणेव वाक्येन बुद्धिं मोहयसीव मे तदेकं वद निश्चित्य येन श्रेयोऽहमाप्नुयाम्। श्रीभगवानुवाच लोकेऽस्मिन् द्विविधा निष्ठा पुरा प्रोक्ता मया नघ ज्ञानयोगेन साङ्ख्यानां कर्मयोगेन योगिनां न कर्मणा sannyasanadeva siddhim samadhi gacchati nahi kaschit kshanamapi jatu tishtatya karma krute karyate hyavashah karma sarvah prakriti jai gunaihi karmendriyani sanyamya ya aste manasa smaran indriyarthan vimudhatma kartahamiti manyate mityacharasya uchyate yastvindriyani manasa niyamya rabate arjuna karmendriye karmayogam asaktasya vishishyate niyatam kuru karmatvam karma jyoya karmanah sharira yatra pichate na prasiddheda karmanah yajnarthat karmanonyatra lokoyam karma bandhanah tadartham karma kaunteya mukta sangas samachara. Yesterday we saw in all life situation we are confronted with the two choices. One choice is what I feel like doing. Another choice is what I should be doing. That choice is there with both the types of what I should be doing. What I should be doing is called dharma or duty. There are samanya dharmas and vishesha dharmas. Samanya means common to all, universal, ethical values. Vishesha dharma means those things told by Vedas or Smriti Granthas or culturally or nationally, etc., etc. And this is paying a tax, is a Vishesha dharma for Indian citizen. That depends upon the state laws. So, while this Vishesha dharma, should I go by Vishesha dharma or should I go by what I feel like doing? When I opt to go by my dharma, that means I am surrendering my likes and dislikes. I am giving up what I feel like doing. And what you feel like doing is always dictated by your likes and dislikes. In course of time, I learn to grow out of the shackles or slavery of these likes and dislikes. When I live a life of dharma, the whole chemistry of raga dveshas undergoes a change. How? More I fulfill my dharma and more I don't succumb to my own likes and dislikes, in course of time, what I have to do becomes something which I like. My likes and dislikes and my duty, later on, they become in one alignment. They become one. I just love what I have to do. I just don't like what I have not. That is the transformation that takes place in person's life when he or she commits to duties. That's what Bhagavan says, Niyatam Kuru Karmatvam. May you perform your enjoined duties. In the beginning, one performs out of resolve. One performs out of will. One may be pushing oneself to it. Maybe there the person may have some grudges within himself. Because I wanted to do this and I couldn't do that, etc., etc. But in course of time, there is a whole transformation. What transformation? I am in alignment, my likes and dislikes are in alignment with my duty. That is called growth. Human growth doesn't lie in what you possess. Human growth doesn't lie in what you acquire. Human growth lies in what extent your likes and dislikes are in alignment with what is to be done. In other words, I commit to my duty effortlessly. That becomes natural. I love to do, I just can't think of anything else but duty. That is a growth. This, why we call it a growth? This kind of growth, and I say it releases you from the control or the slavery or from the mastery. You know, they are the masters. You are the slave of likes and dislikes. That means antakaranam becomes shuddham in course of time. And in this shuddha antakarana only, when the mind is pure, then only viveka is possible. Viveka means as to what I have been. Viveka is a seed for vairagya. So they give rise to vairagya, and in course of time, it gives rise to moksha. In other words, this kind of lifestyle makes one more and more introvert, more and more, you can say, self-content, self-satisfied. There is no self-loathe. There is not much self-dissatisfaction. And this kind of life, in later on, one becomes free from hurts and guilt. That is a wise man. Kimaham sadhum na karvam, etc. mantras are there. Who is a wise man? Who is a totally kimaham papam karvam, kimaham sadhu na karvam, etc. Mantras are there in Taittiriya Upanishad. Wise man is totally from hurts and guilt. Why did I not do this? How come I ended doing this which I shouldn't have been doing? That guilt and hurt is not there because he knows I am neither karta nor bhokta. But relatively person becomes free from it by following a life of dharma that prepares the one for the self-knowledge. To the extent you become adhikari for self-knowledge, that is also growth. To the extent you go, quote unquote, closer to self. Self is always closest, or growing closer in terms of preparedness. Growing closer is in terms of studying the Shastra and getting clarity. To that extent, human life is fulfilled. The birth as a human being is fulfilled only to the extent when you go closer to the self. And that is why Bhagavan says, Niyatam Kuru and he says, Karma Jahyo Akarmana. Karma is superior, doing action is superior compared to not doing or inaction. By remaining inactive, you are missing, or you can say, you are wasting away the opportunity that the God has given to cleanse the mind. Only human birth has this opportunity that he or she can act accordingly, by which the mind becomes shuddha. So that opportunity gets wasted. Therefore, karma is better than inaction. That means you may say, some people interpret, doing karma is better than sannyasa. But you have to add a clause, provided if you are not ready. If the one is ready for some sannyasa, even if asked to do, he or she will not do. Because this is a growth. When you grow internally, things drop off. So desire to act, desire to achieve, desire to do will be dropped off. Naturally will go. So doing karma is better than inaction or sannyasa form. You have to add a clause. For one who is not ready for life of sannyasa. For one who doesn't have necessary Shuddha Antakaran. For one who has not gained the necessary maturity in the life. For the one who is still under the spell of his or her likes and dislikes. For the one who is driven by the fancies, not driven by the judgment and wisdom, for that person it is better. And even this taking to life of inaction, sharira yatra pichate na prasiddhed akarma. Your life journey also, you cannot achieve a complete life journey if you don't act. So your body will be sick, mind will be sick, and better act. Now, see, surrendering to duty is, as I said, Bhagavan has given niyatam kuru karma, ved mukhe. That means you are surrendering to Bhagavan. Now, those who just commit to duty without awareness of this fact. See, people are surrendering to Bhagavan, especially in India, duty bound, committed to duty. But that awareness is not there. What kind of thing it is? It is doing puja, doing temple work without awareness or attitude of surrender. The fellow is doing Bhagavad Seva, he is serving Bhagavan, but there is no attitude of surrender. Or singing bhajans. The fellow is singing bhajan, but mind is roaming somewhere else, That is kind of thing is there. Now, what happens if it is backed by duty? This type of activity, when you commit to duty, does cleanse the mind. There is some phalam, as they say, whether you have devotion or not. You go to temple, Bhagavan will give phalam. For whatever reason you went. But in fact, some people go to temple to see the architect. People have a lot of views to look at it, Some people came here. Somebody, where did you get this lighting? He doesn't come to meet Shiva. He came to see the lighting business. So whatever reason you go to temple, some phalam is there. But to get a total phalam, it has to be backed by attitude. Then it becomes an altogether different thing. What should be the attitude that he tells in the next shloka? How should I be doing my duty? See, that is Karmayoga. Then the altogether new definition of Karmayoga is coming here. But remember one thing. Foundation of Karmayoga is following the duty. First is Swadharma. You cannot say I am doing Karma Yoga or I am committed to Karma Yoga by living unethical life. As Swami would say, I just stole, I burgled the house and stole some money. And then I am doing Karma Yoga. I take it as prasad. It's not Karma Yoga. The Karma Karma Yoga presupposes life of dharma. Becoming Karma Yogi doesn't give one a license to compromise on dharma. When I say dharma, I mean duties. Dharma means what is to be done. Dharma means niyata karma, that which is expected out of me in a given situation, at a given place and under given circumstances. That is dharma. I cannot do that. And that is, he clarifies, see the next shloka. Yagnarthat karmanonyatra lokoyam karma bandhanaha tadartham karma kaunteya mukta sangas samachara Yagnarthat karmanonyatra lokoyam karma bandhanaha tadartham karma kaunteya mukta sangas samachara. He says Yagnarthat karmanaha anyatra. Okay? Anyatra, other than that. Ayam lokaha karma bandhana. Means what? Yagnartha. Yagnarthe. For the purpose of yajna. Okay? Yagnarthe. Like you say, moksharthe. For gaining moksha. Bhiksharthe. For bhiksha. So, other than karma, all action, in other words, if action not performed as yajna, okay, actions other than those performed as yajna, karma bandhanaha, those karmas bind. What are the binding action? Non-yajnas are binding action. Therefore, tadartham karma kaunteya. Oh Arjuna, you perform for this reason. For the reason of which you perform yajna karma. With an karma as an yajna. And also mukta sangaha samachara. Mukta sangaha. While you perform, you be free from sangha as well as samachara. Perform actions very well. Do it properly. Now, see, when you say actions other than that yajna actions bind, that means whole day we should be doing yajna. Correct? No. The meaning of yagnartha is action performed as yajna. The literal meaning of the word yajna is, or you can say pratyaksha meaning, perceptible meaning of yajna is, there is a fire, there is a brahmana who chants mantra, there is yajmana, the host, who does the action, and he gives offering. Brahmana chants mantra invoking devatas, and offerings are made, and all rituals are performed. That is yajna. One doesn't say yajna karma actions other than yajna karma binds. Action, only yajna releases no. He says yagnarthe, actions performed as yajna. Okay? Bhagavan here is not talking of yajna per se. He is telling about as yajna. Means there is something called attitude of yajna. Please understand. Yaja is a root from which the word yajna is derived. Yaja means deva pujaya, worshipping or propitiating the devatas is yajna. Now, there is there is another thing. There is a Vakya in the Veda, Yagno Vai Vishnu. Lord Vishnu is himself is Yajna. So when you say actions for the sake of Yajna or actions as Yajna, that means actions performed for Vishnu. Vishnu Prityarthe. In other words, Ishvara Prityarthe. Actions performed as a commitment to, as an offering to, with that attitude of offering to Ishvara, that is called Yagnartha Karma. And all other actions bind. If this, that means what? This doesn't bind. The Lord doesn't say a given karma binds and given karma doesn't bind. Given attitude, lack of given attitude binds. And given attitude releases. Correct? Yagna artha, with the yagna bhavana. What is yagna bhavana? Who is yagna? Vishnu. So Vishnu bhavana, you can say actions performed with the awareness of Vishnu. Surrendering to Vishnu. Other actions other than with actions not having yagna bhavana binds. Means actions having yagnartha karma doesn't bind, it releases. Action remaining same. Attitude binds, attitude releases. See, this is whole life is like that key, you know. When you insert a key in a lock, the same key locks the door and same key unlocks the door. Key is same. How you turn it, you should know. Generally, we Indians are trained to turn right to open, clockwise.
Yeah.
And anti-clockwise, it locks. Not necessary so. In the Western world, sometimes left opens and right locks. Because their whole driving is other than. So my point is, listen, karma per se doesn't bind. It is the attitude behind the karma, or I would say absence of attitude behind the karma, that also doesn't bind. It keeps the bondage going. Bondage is already there. Karma bandhanam is there. It adds to bondage. It strengthens the bondage. Absence of attitude. So whole problem is attitudinal problem. And one more point in this connection. Attitude should be an outcome of understanding. Before the attitudinal change is natural when it is backed by or preceded by cognitive change. When your understanding changes, automatically attitude changes. Attitudinal change without the backing of cognitive change is always temporary. It is like the bout, spasm. It may be there and then it goes away. So the whole problem is of ignorance, both ways. Ultimately also self-ignorance and perpetuating the bondage is caused by karma. There also problem is of ignorance. Okay, let us see. What is yajna? See, yajna means, as I said, any action performed in the awareness of Ishvara. Is an offering to Ishvara, as a commitment to Ishvara, this awareness. When you perform a duty, when you surrender yourself to what is to be done, not surrendering to likes and dislikes, you are surrendering to Ishvara, but surrendering without awareness, like doing mechanical puja and doing with a concentration and bhava. These Indians have another problem. They take some niyamas. They impose upon themselves certain dues. I will do this much chanting. I will do this much puja, or some mostly chanting. And few things are common. Hanuman Chalisa, if it is South Vishnu Sahasranam, daily. Now this fellow has no time management. Generally people don't have. So when does he do? Sri Guru Charana Saravajana Janishamana Mugala Sudhari Paranam Raghuvar Vimala By bathing he doesn't mention. There is no surrender. He doesn't do chant in the awareness of Hanumanji. I have seen people chanting Vishnu Sahasranam while tying their shoelaces. I seen people chanting while driving. Vishwam Vishnu break. That karma may bring some phalam. But total phalam comes when it is back, when you perform in the awareness of Ishvara. Any action, there is the awareness of Ishvara, committed to Ishvara, it becomes yajna. And since it's yajna, it is Karmayoga. Therefore, see, in our culture, therefore, there is no discipline. There is no action, no activity which cannot be called as yajna. Singing also can be. Dancing also is yoga. There are 4 yogas, Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga. There is Nritya Yoga also. The person dancing, there is altar there, and suppose the dancer is, and they do only that lila, some event or some story of Krishna or Shiva, they enact in the dancing. While doing, if the dancer is in the awareness of Ishvara, it becomes yoga. Every activity is yoga. Taking care of parents is also yoga. Bringing up the child is also yoga. Why? Matru Devo Bhava. Taking care of children is yoga. Why? Who is there? Is Sakshat Bhagavan in the form of baby. Therefore they say Lalo Ayo. When there is a baby boy, they say, who is born? Krishna. That means baby boy. If it's a daughter, who is there? Lakshmi. Taking care with that attitude that this is a gift from the God and I am doing this in the awareness of Ishvara, that is yoga. If Lord is involved in your awareness, not outside. Outside he is involved. Only thing is you have to recognize. He is there. This Vakya, Ishavasyam idam sarvam. You have not to cover everything with the Lord. Everything is Lord. Isha buddhya achadani. Suvarna vasyam sarvam. Suvarna means gold. You have to cover everything with the gold. Everything is covered by gold. You have to have gold buddhi. You see only name and form, but recognize the substratum is gold. That is Ishavasya. You see only name and form. You have to gain that wisdom to see the substratum. It is not that you have to see Ishvara, pervade Ishvara. Ishvara is already all pervasive. Problem is in your sight. Problem is in recognition. So also, if Lord is involved in every action, involved means in your awareness, then it is yoga. Then it is yajna. Now, since there are so many disturbances, there are many varieties of deficiencies, our culture has many varieties of discipline to perform yajna. Varieties of actions which are considered as Karma Yoga. Varieties of actions. Why? Varieties of deficiencies and varieties of disturbances can be there in the mind. So they talk of anything that is useful, anything gets converted into yoga when if I can perform that in the awareness of Ishvara. That's it. Now look, why in yajna there is an offering. Indraya Swaha, Varunaya Swaha, you have to chant it. Gayatri Swaha. Swahakara means I offer. Now human mind is utilitarian. When you give, there is expectancy of return. Best example of modern life is a good example. When you go to birthday party or marriage, you are supposed to gift. I mean, that's a custom. You give the gift. But the new custom has started. You have to give return gift also. Why should I give gift? It is my birthday. No, you should give return gift. Or in Christmas, they exchange gifts. It's a return gift you have to give. But here, when there is a swahakara, there is one little sentence spoken again, or if not spoken, it is implied. Indraya swaha idanna. This is not mine. So there is no question of return gift. It itself is a return. It belongs to Indra, it was with me and I am returning it out. Where is the question of return gift? You are not gifting, you are returning something, so there is no expectation of return. Idanna mama. So doing japa also becomes yajna. Namah Shivaya. Namaha means namama, namama, namama. Therefore all our japas usually have namaskara. Namaha is too many. I salute, I surrender, as well as namama. So Indraya Swaha is offering to Indra and not mine. Both are included in namaha. Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudeva. Even the Jains and Buddha, Namo Harihantanaya, Namo Anjanaya, all that Navakar mantra is Namakar. It is Namakam. The whole Rudram is called Namakam. Last second is Samakam. Chanchame, Mayaschame, cha 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 cha. Therefore Chamakam. This is Namakam. I do Namaskara in all the forms. By the way, that's a surrender or prayer of the Lord as Vishwarupa. Whole world not being separate from you. I worship you as a tree, worship you as this, any which way I can do. That is Vishnu Sahasranama. The word, the letter 1000 in our tradition is indicative of infinity. Understand? 100 and 1000, because it was a big number. I have seen 100 was a big number. 100 rupee note to have in pocket was such a big status, Like way back in 50s and 60s. It was big thing, I have 100 rupee. In your piggy bank, if you have 50 or 20 rupees, you feel, wow, I am somebody. Think of Vedic time. 1000 must be what? 1000 names means that you cannot do namaskara to Ishvara who is all pervasive. Because your buddhi, listen this, buddhi is so small, it cannot comprehend all pervasive except the word. What do you mean by all? List it out. You can't do the listing. Even some species, the birds, how many types of bird? Everything is Ishvara. You don't know. Even the varieties of dogs you don't know. You say, Swanarupaya Namaha. Let us say. Ashwarupaya Namaha, Swanarupaya Namaha, Matsarupaya Namaha. You do that. But how many swan? I don't know. And that's it, full stop. Buddhi limited, though we utter a word Sarva Vyapi, Sarvajna, these are the words, we don't comprehend them thoroughly. What is Sarvam? We don't know. They say, in praise of some people, I mean, when they introduce a speaker, they say, what to talk of this person? It is like showing lamp to the sun. In the same way, our Sahasranama is what? Showing lamp to Ishvara. Therefore there is a sloka. Asidagiri samam syat kajjalam sindhu matra. He says that there is a ink of the Meru Parvat. Such a big, so much heap of ink. And there is a water, the ocean is water. The pen is Kalpa Vruksha. And the letter to write is whole Prithvi. And writer is none other than Saraswati. And if she writes all the time the glories of the Lord, still it doesn't come to end. Bhagavan himself said in 10th chapter, Nantosti mama divyanam vibhutinam parantapa kim gnatena bahuna tavarjuna. He says, there is no end to my glory. This no end word we don't know, because you have to know the end to know the end. Understand? You have to know the word and to know no end. So 1000 is all the forms. And there is a namakara. Namas means what? Not mine. Namas means Sharanagati, you know. That is why doing japa also is yajna. Oh, repeating japa, doing mala becomes what? Japa yajna. Right? Doing yatra also can become yajna, provided you walk in the awareness of it doesn't become why people walk in the awareness of business, awareness of mother-in-law, awareness of politics, awareness of Chinese government. They go to Kailas and talk Chinese and let them be what they are. You are here with the Lord. Any action can become karma because there are so many disciplines. It can become that if you are very clear about the purpose of the discipline. The purpose of discipline, if it is clear that it is for Antashuddhi, this is for moksha, then it is Yajna Bhava. Otherwise the people do discipline for varieties of reasons. You know, the pranayama do. This pranayama becomes Yajna, apane juhvati pranam pranapane tathapare pranayapyam samayukta. This is Yajna, he talks in the 4th chapter. But that becomes Yajna only when you are doing in awareness of Dhanam also is Yajna, Dana Yajna. Dravya Yajna, Stapo Yajna, Yoga Yajna, tathapare. Swadhyaya Yajna, Swadhyaya is also Yajna. Even study is becoming Gnani Yajna if it is in awareness of Ishvara. If the study is awareness of what? Job seeking. University study is job seeking, money making. They study generally, I don't blame everybody, but generally student wants a degree so that he can get a job. Even though student may be studying Vedanta. Therefore there is no degree here. I don't have any degree, Vedanta degree. But then you go to Kashi, people get this Vedanta Acharya. He studied to become Acharya. Not study in the awareness of Ishvara. If I see this, Jnanam is Ishvara. Jnanam Brahma. And the study is nothing but manifestation of the Ishvara in my buddhi, revealing the Ishvara Jnana Swarupa, then it is also. Therefore Bhagavan says in Gita, Adeshya chita imam samvadam avayoho. How? Bhaktim mai param krutva. Name priyataro bhuvi. There is no one more dear to me than the person who teaches and learns. The one who teaches and the one who learns. These two are the most beloved to me. Provided they learn this as a my bhakti. Means yajna bhavana. Understand? Yajna is a word, may imply ritual, but yajna is an attitude of surrender to Ishvara. Attitude of living, doing the things in the awareness of Ishvara. That is yajna, that is he is talking about. See, recognizing Ishvara should not be limited to temple. Should not be limited to doing japa. Should not be limited to some tirtha kshetra. Recognizing Ishvara is to see something more than what I see. To see something more than what meets with my eyes. I have to see something more. That is called recognizing Ishvara. That means what? Look at this. You have to see the meaning in every life situation. This whole creation is cause-effect. How to translate this yajna in life? All examples I gave, the dancer doing yajna, because there is altar. Japa is yajna, because Bhagavad Nema. There is nritya yajna. But what to do in day-to-day life? Listen, somebody asked, I told this. You know what is the definition of science? They have so many definitions. Even if you Google it out, it gives many definitions. I would say science is only this. Understanding or knowing cause-effect relationship is science. Any discipline of science is either trying to find out what is the cause of this event or what the event causes in future. Cause-effect. Everything. Whole creation is cause-effect. Everything is cause-effect. No scientist will accept an event which is uncaused. Mere Porbandar, apne aap, Swami would say, it happened just like that. No. Even if when they don't know the cause, they keep doing research. Like global warming, they didn't know the cause. But they came out, little depletion of ozone layer, and then so many things come. Now, cancer, they don't know the cause. What causes this kind of tumor and this kind of... But they keep doing research, there must be some cause. Listen this, fact that the scientist conducts the research, he or she presupposes there is a cause. Then only he starts. If there is a surety that there is no cause, why he would do the research? How do they find medicine? Cause effect. Everything is cause effect. Nothing is uncaused. That means nothing is random in this creation. Like that Einstein had told to some scientist, I forgot the incident, but one of the scientists said something to him when he said, God doesn't play dice with the creation. He is not Shakuni, he is Shakuni. If at all he plays the dice, his dices are loaded. If you want 6, it will be 6 only. If you want 4, it will be 4. Full of all possibilities, potentials. We are just exploring the possibilities, converting the possibilities in reality. That is technology. Cause effect. Nothing is random. So also extend this. First of all, that I am here as so and so, such and such is also not random. I am caused and I have a purpose to fulfill. That is why our Shastra says committing suicide is papa. When one commits suicide, one thinks that I am useless, I am no more required. You are required. Nothing is uncaused. You have a purpose. Therefore, you have not only you have a purpose, second step is, every situation and the people that I meet with or I am stuck with has a meaning. They have a meaning. Why I am here at this time, at this place, in this situation has a meaning, has a purpose to fulfill. There is always there. That being case, I am placed in this situation because I have to be here. And every situation dictates what I should be doing. You know, that being the case, the people around are also caused by Ishvara. The niyamas, the order, as Swamiji would say, the people are around. Why I am here? I have to be here. Why? I have to do something. Why this little finger, it has to do something? At least come take out the water from the ear. Nothing is to be done. Or some Jyotish ring you have to wear, some Graha Nakshatra issues. These are the purpose. It has to do something. I am expected to do. And that is the first thing. And what I am expected to do is Ishvara. I do it in the awareness of Ishvara. Therefore, by the way, we never had divorces. The partner I get is Ishvara. I am given. And that's the other person is in my life is because of some cause, some reason. There is he or she have to be in my life. And I have to do, why that person is that I have to do this, what I have to do. So we never had divorce. This is it, Ishvara. In fact, the very vidhi of marriage, there is one mantra later on. After the marriage is over, as this husband and wife perform some yajna, and they say, "Oh Lord, you have brought us together." Everything is brought together by Him. Every situation is caused. And if you understand this, naturally whole life becomes meaningful. What from the standpoint of what? Meaningful in terms of moksha. Then what is the attitude? Yagnarthat karma. This is yajna. This is the attitude. That means, as Swamiji would say, Karmayoga is not a joke. People talk so loosely doing Karmayoga. They might be talking in ashram. They have to do some work, but when they talk, and what do they talk? How is the business going on? What are the Modi's policies? There is a Karma Yoga means to live in the awareness of Ishvara who is all pervasive. That is Karma Yoga. And that Karma Yoga, that Karma Yoga releases person, not directly, by prepare. How does it release? Indirectly. What do you mean by indirectly? By preparing the person to gain necessary qualifications for gaining knowledge. It's a preparatory step for the next verse. He will say, Hindu life is nothing but yajna. Everything should be yajna for us. That means we live in the awareness of that shloka. Yad yad karma karomi tat tadakhilam shambho. Whatever I do, it is your aradhana, it is your puja. Yes, deva puja. Karma itself becomes puja, provided it is looked when you do in the awareness of Ishvara. That is why it says Yajnathat karmanyanyatra lokoyam karma. We'll see something more about